Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time zone you're watching this. My name is Alejandro, and I'm going to introduce you guys to my clothing brand. Race My Immigrants Clothing. It's a brand for the people, by the people. I never really got to make a video and explain the purpose of my brand, what I'm doing this for. So here it is, man. Hope you guys enjoy. Keep game. So I started my clothing brand in 2020 during the pandemic. I know it must have been, in a lot of people's opinions, like a tough time to start something. But once you kind of know what went down, if you think about it, a whole bunch of small businesses started around 2020 because people were on survivor mode. We had to try to make ends meet no matter how we got the ends. So a lot of people started brainstorming and like, man, let's start a business of my own, And for me, myself, that's the way I was thinking, I've always wanted to start a clothing brand. As a kid, never got it done. I went different routes. I am an entrepreneur, so I had to do different things. I had different things in line, bam, 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 that I wanted to do. I'm gonna take these steps and do them, you know what I mean? That's what my mindset was growing up, 2020 hit. I never got to start a clothing brand, which is one of my things I wanted to do growing up as a kid, you know what I mean? I can remember being my senior year, drawing out, boom, boom, I used to draw little pieces of clothing that I wanted to put together, always as a kid. So as an adult, I never had the ends as a kid, you gotta start out somewhere, right? So now as an adult, 2020, I've tried many different routes in my entrepreneurship career and methods. Didn't go the way I wanted to go. So then I was like, let me try this clothing. Let me think of something that I could create that will represent just not for myself, but for a lot of people, help represent for my parents, help represent for my grandparents who came to this land and I try to accomplish the dreams they couldn't accomplish back in their hometown of Mexico, you know what I mean? So brainstorming, research, because you gotta do the research, I research different names and all that. Find out that the name I was trying to represent and name my clothing brand was still not taken, you know what I mean? So I went down, boom, hit the legal processes, boom, got all that. And here, Race My Immigrants Clothing was created. And like I said, I wanted to create a brand. In the beginning, this is my mindset. I wanted to create a brand that represented for my parents and my grandparents, their struggles growing up. So I could kind of let the people know how it is, you know what I mean? Like growing up, I was raised by immigrants, Growing up as a kid, you don't think that way. You just think you're living life like I've explained in the podcast one time. You're living life not really asking and wondering who's an immigrant, who's not an immigrant, who's from this country, who's not from this country, who came from this country, who came from that country, you know what I mean? As a kid, just growing up, we're all one people, one kind, Of course, there's different ethnicities, but you don't ask, as a kid, you don't ask, were you born here in America? You just live life, loving life to the fullest. So by the time I was a senior in high school, this is when I wanted to start this brand. At the time, I didn't have my money right. Once I got my money right as an adult and I tried different avenues and trying to make different revenues, working the 9 to 5s, I thought, it's time for a clothing brand. It's time for me to try that revenue I wanted to do as a kid. Why not do it now where I got my money right? You know what I mean? And when I mean my money right enough to start off something, I'm not saying that I got my money right. I'm gonna get my money right, put that on perspective. But for the moment, I'm still growing as a company. And as you can see, this is where I am now. So I wanted to tell you guys why I started this clothing brand. And that's the reason why, because I wanted to represent for my abuelitos and everybody. Think about it as I started growing, progressing through the years. I'm on my 4th year of this company. August 2020 is when I started my company, and now we're in 2024, you know what I mean? 4 years, I'm in my 4th year. A lot of small businesses are in their 4th year of growing, And I'm loving the process. I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do to make this company grow. Just not for me, but for everybody. You know, I seen this somewhere. It's not about popularity. It's about the purpose. You put that in perspective. It's about the purpose. And something I learned, actually this week. Sometimes we gotta break out of our shell and start making bigger moves and put your face out. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start doing. I am my brand. I gotta represent for my brand. So not just doing it from behind the computer, but also on the streets, representing out in la calle. You know what I mean? Like when there's events, let me hit this event. There's a fashion show. Let me hit this fashion show. There's something going down. Let me hit that whatever's going down. You know what I mean? Not just stay locked in what I'm doing now. It's about growth. You learn as a company. And like I said, I'm in my 4th year, so I'm learning. You know what I mean? And as this company is growing, it's hitting different avenues as far as like when I first started this company, I wanted to represent for my parents, my grandparents, like I just explained, right? And then I thought about more as I started doing pop-ups and talking to different people, and I'm like, look, this company is just not represents for my ethnicity, for my people, but it represents for everybody around the world, worldwide. You think about it, we're all different races. We all come from different lands, you know what I mean? And that's what's raised by Immigrants Clothing is all about, to represent for everybody worldwide, for all the people. It's not my raza, my people. Everybody is my people. We're all one person. We all bleed the same. You know what I mean? So we're all one people. And I started learning more. I knew I was going to learn more. Process of behind the scenes type of things, where it's all about the bottom line. You know what I mean? And throughout the years, my company started growing. It started from my little garage. Boom, I had stuff in my garage. Then I had to start, as it was growing, I had to in my kids section, I had to put some stuff in my kids section, which taking space in there for their toys and their stuff, you know what I mean? So then I started putting shelves up in my bedroom. That started taking space, you know what I mean? It started looking messy because, and I was like, man, my company is growing. I'm loving this, but I got to make a bigger move. All right. 2023, the beginning of 2023, the ending of 22, I was like, let me see if I could, I have enough at the moment. I made enough moves, made enough profit where I could kind of invest a little bit, start making different routes in this, start thinking different things I can do to help my company grow. And, social media is big, so let me see what I can do behind the camera. Because like I said, I'm an entrepreneur, so I did a whole lot of things. Y'all want to learn more about me as a company grows, man, because like I said, it's time to break out your shell, and live life and just explain life and things you want to do and accomplish, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so my company is growing. It's growing. Bam, let me get this warehouse. Boom. Got this warehouse. Boom. It kept growing, so halfway throughout the year, I was like, I got to grow. I got this, and I was like, let me see what I can do if I could film, do some filming. And I did use it. I'm using it as a prop now, but the way I wanted it, it didn't come out the way I really wanted it. It was picturing it, but it works, and I'm loving it. I use it. I could be like, yo, what's up? Boom, 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 right here. Like I could have the camera this way, just have this, but. In the meantime, I got my director's shirt because I was doing things, I was doing things. I felt like I was a director, you know what I mean? I was filming, writing. Actually, I really don't write this stuff. I just go with the flow and let it roll, you know what I mean? And I'm going to come out with a little sick flow, right? Like I just did, something that rhymes, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. So I got this. Start making moves. Boom, boom. Bam, bam, bam. Things were going good. Flowing. But at a point, it came to where like, man, a lot of my profit is not showing because I'm paying and renting the space, you know what I mean? So I wasn't able to push and create more. Even though I did create stuff, I wasn't able to push more clothing the way I wanted to and invest in different things that I wanted to, or pay off things that I use to create what I'm creating, you know what I mean? And if you're a business person, even if you're not a business person, it's about budgeting, it's about the bottom line, you know what I mean? So, I was all right. I'm at a point where I've done what I could with the warehouse, So I'm gonna have to store it in a different way. Store it in a different way where I'm not gonna be able to film, you know. So I was like, oh, whatever, it is what it is, you know. I'll film, I'll create something anywhere. I could just bring my lights out and stand somewhere and just create, you know what I mean? Whatever it takes, you know, whatever it takes, you know. So this is what I'm doing now. This is what it is now. I never filmed something where I introduce myself and explain the background of my company and the way the route is going. And it's going in the direction where it's supposed to be going, which is up, you know what I mean? And as a company, by the time you're in your 4th year, you know, they say it might make you or break you, but guess what? It's making me, and it's making me tougher, smarter, and more knowledgeable in the game, you know what I mean? And I'm loving it. I love the process. You gotta love the process, you gotta love what you do, all right? So now, where I'm at now with the company, throughout the years, I also I was going through a phase where when I first started the company, I went all in, bam, bam, bam. So I wasn't taking my health into perspective, you know? So I gained a few pounds more than I wanted to gain more pounds, you know what I mean? So then I got to a point where I was like, man, I gotta take a little back seat in the company and worry about my health. And as the process grew, worry about my health and, you know, being at a weight where I'm comfortable and living right, everything's flowing right through my veins, I was like, okay, let me see, I could get there, and in the process, maybe I could teach, because I was a once heavy-set dude, and then y'all follow me on Instagram, my social media, y'all see pictures and stuff that I post sometimes, you know, because I'm getting like, another aspect of this company is like, man, I want to motivate the people, motivate my people, everybody, try my friends, my inner circles, you know, and around the world, like motivate people to be the best version of themselves. Because that's another part of like being 1st generation, 2nd generation. Like you think like our parents came to this land to possibly be better versions of themselves and the life they can create for their children, you know what I mean? And man, I'm loving it, because I want to teach la gente, la raza, that, you know, sometimes we are not taught as kids the proper foods, the proper diets, the proper things we eat, you know, and we grow older, and man, you know, we start getting like Latinos, I guess, I'm not sure if it's a thing, but diabetes maybe in the Latino world is in different families, you know, or different, you know, man, because we eat a lot of food, we eat a lot of masa, we eat a lot of carbs, and sometimes these carbs are good, man, but we don't think about it, you know what I mean? Like, the way we're not taught, you know, we're not taught, we just eat, but por eso estamos fuertes, porque comemos muchos frijoles de la olla, and bam, you know what I mean? And we grow big with that Spanish rice, baby. Let's go, man. So part of the process of my company is growing. I want to teach health and better lifestyles, you know. We ain't always got to party and drink on the weekends. We just do other stuff, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. We live life how we live life. So I just want to spread the message of being consistent on taking care of yourself, you know what I mean? If not for yourself, do it for your children. If you don't have children, then do it for yourself or other loved ones that you have, you know what I mean? Because we all got to think, you know? Also, something I want to teach. I want to teach entrepreneurship. People, go out there and follow your dreams, you know? What I love about my company is that I could use this platform and try to help people, and, you know, while helping myself and building myself, you know what I mean? Because I'm not in a spot where I would want to be in my life, so I'm still growing, and this company is helping me grow. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, I've been doing burpees, 100 burpees a day. That has helped me mentally, and it has me making better choices, because life is about choices, right? We make the right ones or we make the wrong ones, but it's about choices, you know what I mean? And if you make a wrong choice, you learn from the wrong choice. If you make a right choice, then you make another right choice, and you see the patterns, you know? But you never want to regress, go backwards. You always want to progress and go forward, you know what I mean? So take this as me introducing myself and my company to the world. The introduction, you guys now know why I started this brand. I started this brand to represent for my parents, my grandparents, and the struggle they went through. Then I learned it through the progress and the process of it actually represents for a lot of different people than just my people, for a whole lot of different ethnicities out there in this world. Then throughout that process, I also wanted to help people like better themselves with having a better lifestyle, eating the better foods, and at least work out 3 to 4 times a week, you know, go for a walk, 10,000 steps, you know what I mean? 10K, get that 10K on your steps, you know what I mean? And I'm loving the process of growing my brand. And like I said, I'm for the people, I represent for the people. It's not about popularity, it's about purpose, you know, something I learned. And this is what it is. My name is Alejandro, and I hope you guys love my clothing brand and keep showing love. And if you're watching this, I just want you to, you know, be the best person you can be and just grind, hustle, and do whatever you gotta do. No matter what aspect in life you want to pursue, just do it 100%, you know what I mean? And I wanna thank everybody. Just keep watching me grow, and man, and once I'm in where I want to be in, this company is gonna like go and expand and reach other people and just, you know, let's go. Vámonos, recio, raza, si se puede. Let's go. Hey, one love. Peace.